Hey guys, welcome to excelfornoobs.com. This is a quick series crash course, expedited course on how to use Microsoft Excel for beginners. This tutorial will work for Microsoft Excel 2007, 2010, and the new version Excel 2013. It should also work for some of the older versions, but there are a few things in the newer versions of Excel that the older ones don't have. What I'm going to cover is just a description of Excel, the types of data, data entry techniques, different navigation techniques in Excel. I'm going to go over formulas, functions, formatting, graphics such as charts, different worksheet operations, and then how to save and how to print your work in Excel. So it's all fairly simple, but it's I definitely consolidated a lot of the major points that you should know in Excel, or the major things that you need to know. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is just how to open Excel. I'm pretty sure you already know how to do this, but you're going to open up the application. Alright, and it opened up with a new workbook, and that's what this is called. When you open up Excel, you're going to open up a workbook. Now if you already have Excel, the application open, you can go to File and you can hit New and then click on Blank Workbook, and that'll open up a new workbook as well. And then up here in the title bar, you can see it's titled with a generic name, Book 2. I can close that, and I still have Book 1 open. So as you can see, you can have multiple workbooks open while you have the application open. Alright, this up here, in the very top, this is called the ribbon. The ribbon is where you can locate just about all the commands that you're going to need to use in Excel. And what a command is a command tells Excel what to do. For example, a command would tell Excel to make a certain text bold or italicized. It would tell it what font style to be right up in here, what size. So that's basically what a command is, and you can find most of the commands up here in the ribbon. Now the ribbon has different tabs. You have Home, which that has most of your cell formatting, your font fill, borders and things like that. You have Insert. That's where you're going to insert different types of graphics or illustrations, tables, charts, word art, equations. Then you're going to have your Page Layout tab, and that just is where you can work on different themes or the way you want your page set up. Formulas, then Data, Review such as spell check, View, that's how you want to view your worksheet, and then Developer, which is more advanced, and we're not going to really go over that. And then of course you have File, and this is where you save your workbooks, and you make changes to to basically like what your preferences on how you want your want Excel to work. Alright, so another thing is basically Excel, as you know, is a spreadsheet software. So you have cells. That's what these are. These are individual cells. Up here you have column letters, and over here you have row numbers. It's pretty much, I mean, it's not, but there's more than enough cells that you're gonna for you to use. It's practically infinite, even though it's not. Alright, so a cell address is basically where a column letter meets a row number. So the cell address for this cell, and I can zoom in, I'm pressing Control and then I'm rolling up my mouse to do this, but this is a cell address. This is cell C6. If I go over here, that's cell B4, and I'm just clicking on the cells with my mouse. Okay, so that's how you locate a cell. Now there's different types of data in Excel. The types of data that you have in Excel are numeric values, And basically numeric values, they can describe things such as revenues, expenses, different things like that. You have text. The type text. What text does is qualitative data such as names, addresses, street names, things like that. And then you have formulas. Formulas are pretty much what makes Excel so powerful. You're basically able to automate things that you would not be able to do on paper or with the word processing software. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into working with Excel. And that's going to be data entry, basically how to enter data. So to enter data into Excel, you can just follow along and pause the video when you need to with me if you want. But basically, to enter data into Excel, you can select a cell, just like I'm doing here, and enter data. So I'm entering in the word employee. So all I did was select the cell with my mouse, and I entered in a word, the word employee. You can also enter data into the formula bar, and that's right here. This is the formula bar. So I could enter a name here, and as you can see, it's being entered into that cell. And the same goes whenever I enter data into a cell. You can see that it also appears as I type up in the formula bar. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and start complete this, entering my data. And as far as navigation goes, I don't have to just click on the cell that I want. I can use the arrow buttons on my mouse. So I just hit right now I'm going to hit the down arrow button. Alright, and type a name, and I'll hit the down arrow button again, and this is going to be a category. As you can see, I'm building something. I am building a table here. Alright, I'm entering a title, which I will get to later. And then right here, I'm entering in Q1, and I could continue entering in the quarters, but what I'm going to use is a feature called autofill. And as you can see, I'm building a sales report. So what I do with autofill is I select the cell, and since there's 4 quarters in a year, you can see right here in the bottom right, I just put my mouse on the handle, and I'm going to drag it over. And Excel automatically knows that, recognizes a pattern and can complete the series for you, so you don't have to keep typing it. So it's very efficient. Okay, another thing you may notice right here, these names are overflowing into the next cell, so we want to make them fit. Now you could simply drag the cell and make it larger just by clicking on the line as I'm doing there, or you can hold your cursor over it and double click, and it automatically fits to the right size to where all the content fits within the cell. Another thing you can do to make content fit, alright, so right here we have our title entered into cell B2. I can merge cells. So right there, I'm going to merge. I'm selecting cell A2 through cell F2, and I'm going to go up here in the Home tab in the ribbon, and I'm going to select the Merge and Center command, which is the merge command. Click the down arrow. I'm going to select Merge Across. Now I also want to align this, so I can click Center and middle align if I needed to, but it doesn't really make a difference. So it's kind of getting into format. I'm going to cover formatting a little bit more later. Alright, now I can just enter some arbitrary numbers. As you can see, I'm using the arrows, not not the mouse. I find it much more efficient to just navigate through Excel using arrows. And I'm just making these numbers up. They don't mean anything. Just doing it to complete